need to.
Well, good morning. Do we have any Canadians here? Well, happy Victoria Day if it is, if you're Canadian. And I'm glad you're here. This is our Collaboration Cafe Monday morning meeting where we try to share some ideas and help you with your real estate business. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Anybody have any success with open houses this weekend? Ed? Colleen? Ed, you did too?
Yeah, I had a good showing at my open house, and everyone loved the house. The only problem is it's the most expensive home in the neighborhood, and I think the guy overbuilt the house. Because we had one guy came in and he walked through it. He said, "I love it. The kids loved it. They're in there telling what the show in the playroom is," and he said, "It violates one of my basic principles: never buy the most expensive house in the neighborhood because it'll be hard to sell it yet."
Yeah,
which he's right.
Mm.
You know, so I'm going to have to make some adjustments here, but it's going to have to be some drastic adjustments.
Yeah. There seems to be a buyer for every home, though. So how long has it been on the market?
3 weeks.
That's not long. Morning, Chanelli. Okay, we'll see. Colleen, you had some good success this weekend too?
I did, yeah. I had an open house at my new listing in Altair and Coachman Ridge, and neighbors came in and he said, "My neighbors are from Canada and they're not coming back down and they need to sell your house. Will you come over and take a look at it?" I said, "Sure."
Sure.
So I think I'll get another listing in there. And then that's how I got this listing, was from my other open house in Coachman Ridge. So
well done.
Yeah.
For those who don't know Tamara, why don't you take a moment, introduce yourself? And Tamara is starting a pitch session this week. And so share a little bit about yourself and that pitch session.
I'm Tamara Camilleri, realtor with Preferred Shore, and I just love John and Karen and all of the inspiration they bring to the business. And so we collaborate sometimes and we try to support each other as well. This Wednesday, a couple friends and I are putting on a pitch group in Palm Harbor where you can come pitch your listings and tell us all about them so that we can also promote your listings. So if anyone's interested, I can get that information to John.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Hey,
Mute yourselves for now so we don't have any background noise. There we go. I gotcha. Anyways, Tamara, I'm sorry. So it's going to be at Guju's office, which everybody in Palm Harbor knows, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So
yes.
Hey, Tamara, is this going to be a Zoom as well? Are we at that level yet?
Well, you know what? I think we should be. So I'll do my best to get it started up right away on a Zoom. And then obviously this is going to grow, coffee and donuts brings everybody in. So
yeah, and
we'll have to move it to the restaurant.
Yeah. And the only reason I say that is because I just had an agent in Jacksonville reach out to me and ask me if I had any listings in the 1.8 to 2 million, waterfront, 1.8 to 2 million. And I do happen to have a waterfront at 1.2, but I think it's a good way to share your listings because think of you guys.
Absolutely.
We're global now. I mean, real estate is not just confined anymore to your the mile radius around your office.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Good. Well, Tamara, we're looking forward to seeing you there. We will definitely be there and help support you. And as we mentioned at your open house, Tamara's got a couple of gals she works with that are just spectacular. I did, was it Melissa Stoddard who does the renovation loans? We did a quick video Zoom recording last week, and I thought that was extraordinarily interesting, what she brings to the table. But our office will always be available too for you if you wanted to use it.
Yes, absolutely.
And it can easily hold, 25 or 30 people.
Sure.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So everybody's invited. So it's at Guju's office on Wednesday at 9:30. And for those who don't know, I'll share the address with you. It's near Lucky Dill in Palm Harbor there on 19. So just so you know. So yeah, I threw around the topic earlier about successful open houses. And I mean, there are so many YouTube videos on how to properly do this, incorporate KV Core, for example. And I thought, you can all look at that, on YouTube and look at those recordings. We don't need to watch it here, but I think it is key to building, some success in the future with buyer leads and getting more listings. I've had the same success you did, Colleen, with doing open houses, and you get to know the neighbors. They're interested in what the home is worth. Maybe they will sell. So we got to find the best way. And through, I'm thinking KV Core and having people sign in on that app, you're getting their information. If what I did recently too, if you find this helpful, people wanted to know what their property was. Okay, well, I go into RPR real quick. Now I know where they live. I can follow up with a letter, a phone call, a drop by or whatever. But open houses, I wouldn't poo-poo them. I think they're a great way to
Yes.
do it. And within our company, our office, whatever, you are entitled to do open houses basically just by getting the permission of that agent. And you've been doing it for a while and you've had some success in there. What's the objection that people, or the overcoming objection to people that don't want to sign in? How do you handle that?
I've never, the sign-in part, I mean,
Yeah.
A what signature, you mean?
Or anything, yeah, just to get their information.
Well, I've got this, I have this this open house sheet that I use that I stole from somebody else, and it grades the house and but every one of these people, I couldn't read their signature, and I've said this to you guys before, but so I look over them and I tell them, "Are you a doctor?" They go, "No, why?" I said, "I can hardly read your writing here. Let me go ahead and write this for you here,
Right.
And because I would have never been able to get these email addresses or phone numbers with them, but I've never used electronic signing.
No, I understand that, but I think, what's the proper question we ask the customer when they're walking in, asking them to sign in?
Well, I ask them, could you do me a favor, make it look like I'm doing something with the owner? Can you please sign in for me? They go, "Oh, of course." They'll go, "Oh, of course."
Yeah.
And then I always ask the basic question that all my SWAT Hawk students know as we're going in. I say, "Oh, do you own or rent?" And if they say, we rent. And I say, "Oh, when's your lease expire?" They say, "We own." I say, "Oh, when the home sell?"
Got it.
And what? What's your
Yeah,
home
because
sell?
let's face it, these are potential, even if they're neighbors looking, they're all potential customers to for future buy or sell. Karen and I attended a shareholder meeting this past week, as did Terry, and one of the seminars I went to was with Ricky Caruth and how he uses RedX for lead generation, and it was very, very interesting. This kid is very blunt, he is a no BSer. And the whole idea of getting the people's names and numbers is not so much to sell them that property, but it's to create a relationship with them that in turn will lead to future business. You got it, Jim. Thank you. Oh, Amanda's joining us. Amanda's brand new to the organization, as is Melissa. Hey, Melissa, before we go any farther, why don't you unmute and tell us a little bit about yourself as well?
Hi, can everyone hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am, go for it.
Okay. Hi. So I just started. It has been a journey. I did the schooling last year actually, and then it kind of just took me a little bit of time to really get on board and really make an effort to start. But here I am. I'm just sold a property to my mom, which I'm super excited about. So we're doing the process for that. And I do work full time right now at Home Shopping Network. I'm a food stylist for them. So it's exciting, but I'm definitely ready to start something new, something that can just further my career. I would really like to be able to work from home. I have a 10-year-old daughter. So I would just like to be able to spend some time with her, and very excited to join EXP.
Well, good. Well, we're thrilled that you have the time on Monday mornings, because I know you don't work today. But
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. And it's perfect for us that you're here, because there's a group here, this Brady bunch that you see in front of us, all care about each other, helping each other. So I'll make sure you have everybody's information. that, so if you need help, just ask. And I'm thrilled that we connected.
Thank you. Yeah, I am too. I really am looking forward to being with a team. I really just feel like I need a lot of support.
Mhm.
And I have so many questions. I just am so grateful to join in and have some people to talk to about it. And I'm really excited
Well,
to
we're
start.
thrilled. We're thrilled you're here as well. So thank you very
Thanks.
much, Melissa.
Thanks.
And Amanda, before we get back to our open house conversation, Amanda, why don't you come on camera? There she is. So are you the dog groomer owner business in Newport Richey there?
Yeah, it's a family business. So I came in early today so I could hop onto this meeting, and then got a day of dogs ahead of me too.
Well, good for you. I think they're easier to work with than people. Sometimes, right? But they don't buy properties. But maybe, I mean, I think you should incorporate, I don't know what percent of people have pets, but it's a high percentage. And so don't be afraid to use that in your marketing.
I don't think the dogs will, but their owners might be buying houses.
That's right.
My clients, yes.
So thank you very much for joining us as well. So obviously you can see every Monday morning for those first time here, we do this. We try to talk about topics that are going to help your business. And today we threw out the topic of open houses. So, and again, on KV Core YouTube, there's a lot of great information out there on how to basically use KV Core to capture, the buyers who are coming in. Because like Ed said, a lot of times you can't read their signature. And Ed gave us a couple of great tips on, hey, would you do me a favor? Ask, would you sign in for me? It lets the seller know who came in, et cetera. So thank you, Ed, for your tips always. Let's see, who can I pick on today? Pauline, talk to me about are you doing any marketing for the open houses?
The only marketing I really do is I put it on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my only marketing, and it seems to work well. And yeah, that's
okay. And obviously in MLS, which is key to make it both public and
yes,
MLS wide. I don't know if it was helpful or not for me, but I had some open house tomorrow signs made. I put them out the night before. If your association allows it, I would suggest it. I've had a few stolen, but that's the way it goes. But I think this way, when people are, especially like on a Friday night, let's say people are, on their way home from work, they see the sign open house tomorrow, because they might not be looking on social media or in MLS, but they know somebody who is looking to,
well, that's a good idea.
So, go ahead.
You could could we get a rider sign made too, I guess, for our signs?
Sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I put them out because then when I'm driving to the home the next day, I just replace it with open house and take down the open house tomorrow sign. I do the same thing for Friday or Saturday night. So just a thought.
I've been using something for years called Easy Flyer.
Okay, talk about it.
It's really inexpensive, but what it does, and it shows the owner that you're doing something, because I do a Monday report. Like I'm getting ready to get this guy to do a huge price reduction, but I do this Monday report, how many views, and I mean, it's in paper. I mean, it's an email, right. How many views, how many clicks, how many saves we have, how many people came in, who came in, what did they say? And, this Easy Flyer goes to, I think, 12,000 agents. No, it's right, 8,900 agents. And it's really inexpensive. It's like $14, but it's part of the marketing, and it gets the word out there really fast,
Cool.
So
and pretty easy to use.
I like using.
So I'm assuming Jessica does that for you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Karen. I know you want to say
desperately
something
looking
about
for
open
someone
houses
to
and
replace
marketing.
her. She's getting the I'm getting ready to leave syndrome,
Got it. Got to help you with that. Karen?
Yeah, so I'm still gonna say listening to leads. You guys, every week I promote this. There's no other simpler program than listening to leads. Sean is graciously gives it to us complimentary. If you want to align with a mortgage broker, he just, not that you'd have to, I mean, obviously Sean would like some business from it because it costs him money, but listening to leads it automatically takes your listings and it tells you exactly what to do for an open house. because you really should be, there should be 6 to 7 steps for an open house. You can't just put it on MLS and hope people show up, right? I mean, sometimes we do that and we get lucky. Yeah. But I think all these are great ideas, the tomorrow open house, John, I love those signs when you did that. That was phenomenal. But you should, Michelle, after this, let Michelle touch on this point. She told me, she's like, Karen, if you're gonna have an open house, invite the neighbors and do like, hey, here's a private from 12 to 12:30. It's going to be the neighbors only preview. I thought that was brilliant, and then, you always got to make sure you're circle prospecting, and Sean can probably touch on that too. The
Yeah.
circle prospecting.
Well, I'm thinking of it. I remember one lady was on a call. I thought this was brilliant too. She put little bags of popcorn on the doorknobs of the homes the night before. It said, "Pop into my open house." Anything to get the the neighbors to know, some attention, get people in the room. Sean, while I'm thinking of it, since we have some agents on this call that are not within our EXP organization, like Chanelli, for example, and Tamara, can they use listing the leads?
Yes. So I have several slots still available. I think at my level, listings to leads gives me 50 or 60 agents. So I got plenty left, and I'm out right now, just like everybody else, marketing. I market agents. So I'm definitely offering it outside of our organization if you want to take advantage of it. And one of the things listings to leads will do is like what Karen says, it basically gives you a map of how to market. And it's not just open houses, it's Facebook ads, it's whatever, it's mailers, there are steps to advertising it. And because if you're gonna have a listing and you're only focused on selling that listing, you're not maximizing your potential. The open house is not just to sell this listing. It can't be. Okay, you've got to be marketing to get other listings in the neighborhood, to get buyers who come in there. So with the listings to leads or however you want to do it, you need to advertise it. It needs to be advertised obviously on Facebook. If you want to do Google, you can, but you want to take the open house and try and create 2 or 3 other transactions. And listings to leads does that for you. Like I said, I got plenty of slots. It's just a marketing suite tool, tools to help you market. So just let me know if you want me to hook you up. I will send you an invite, and then you can go to town. And I meet with people individually. Last week I met with 2 agents individually to help them set up their listings to leads, to help them, to show them the tools and how it can work to maximize it. Just let me know. I mean, I'm here in the office at least 3 to 4 days a week, and we can do one-on-ones. If you want to do Zooms, we can do Zooms, however you want to do it. But it's free to you. Take advantage of it.
Thanks, Sean. And Chanel, you may know this, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, John. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah, so I've been using listings to leads for a while. Am I echoing?
A little bit. I'll mute myself.
I don't know, I heard something. But yesterday I really got in depth in the back end with listings to leads and KV Core and how they integrate. And my mind was like going nuts with ideas. But I created a playbook for how that can all come together. And what it will do is not only can you advertise the open house that you're doing, but you can advertise open houses in your area through KV Core. It's a link that you have access to, whatever area you choose, and you promote that on Facebook and then convert that into an ad. When you have a business page through listings to leads, I'm gonna give away my secret now. You can upload your personal contact list, your database Excel list into through listings to leads. You upload it into your Facebook account, and that creates a custom audience. And then whatever ads you're running, whatever posts you're running, whether it's an open house post or you're promoting a listing, you can convert it into an ad and you can target that audience.
Michelle, we're having a hard time hearing you.
Yeah, let me
Right.
let me interject with kind of what she's saying, because I've said
Hold
this,
on.
I don't
I
know,
don't know.
many times about custom audiences. You know, on Facebook, when you do a social post, just an organic post, and you throw your open house or whatever, probably 25% of your friends see it. Okay, that's it. The only ones that interact with you are the ones that, so it may look like, oh yeah, you're getting likes, yeah, great. You're not promoting it by just doing an organic post. That is not promoting. What Michelle was talking about is called a custom audience. And that means you upload a list, whatever audience you want, right? And then when you send that ad, and you can do it $1 a day, really, you can do it $5 a day. When you send that ad out to just that custom audience, they are guaranteed to see it. Okay, it's going to appear in their news feed, so they're guaranteed to see it. So that is a
Well,
great
not only that,
to use.
may I interject?
Yep.
It will pop up everywhere.
Yep.
That's what retargeting is. It happens to you all the time. When you go to buy something and you Google it or whatever, then all of a sudden you start seeing it everywhere. It pops up. That's what retargeting is, and that's what we're talking about. You
Yep.
create a custom audience. It could be people that you're not even friends with on Facebook. As long as you have their email address, their Facebook is connected to their email. So you put that list out up there, you run an ad, whether it's on your open house, and then it pops up all over the place. Even if they're not following you yet, they will follow you then, or they might, but it's about being top of mind. They're seeing your face everywhere, and you can do it automated through KV Core. It sounds complicated, but it's a one-time setup, and I can help you with it. And once you get it done, I see you've got a question here. Once you get it done, you can automate through listings to leads to use that audience all the time. And before you know it, everybody that you've ever been in touch with via email is going to see you everywhere and think, wow, they're highly successful. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's about perception.
Go ahead, Karen.
What I was going to ask, so what list do you put in here? Like, who are you putting in here? Just past customers or just everybody you know?
Well, the key is organizing your list. And this is really important if you're going to use KV Core. My list consists of my sphere, my past clients, prospects that I've gotten through cold calling, through different ways, prospects that I've gotten through listings to leads. They have pre-made guides, like 25 tips to sell your house or 6 things to know before you buy a house. They have so many of them. They have down payment assistance. They have different topics, and you can use their guide, put it out as an ad. And when people respond to it and the lead is captured, it goes right into your KV Core. That's the key here. It's integrated. And then you start. So what you have to do is in your KV Core, have your leads that you import labeled as all of those things. And then when you want to target, you can divide that audience up. You can just target the past clients. You know what I'm saying? You have did that make sense what I just said?
Yeah. You know what,
Yes.
Karen, keep your thought, Karen. You know what I'm thinking? Maybe 2 weeks from today, so between Sean and Michelle, give us a few marching orders. Let's say 2 weeks from today, you're going to be showing us how to do this. What do we need to do within the next 2 weeks to make this successful?
Clean up your list.
Yeah,
The
you
first
should
thing
just set it up for, we need to, let me get you in. And then what Michelle's talking about is integrating with KV Cores is huge, because you know what happens to leads. Most people, when they get leads, they try a couple times and then they're done. They say the lead's no good. So what she's talking about is you can integrate the listings to leads with KV Core. So when the lead comes in off of your listings to leads marketing, whatever that is, it'll go directly into KV Core. you can then set up in KV Core automatic, campaigns, whatever those are, and however you have those, so that the contact is hit immediately with something, whether it's a text, a phone call. This is where your smart number comes into play, which I've said in the past. But you can do full automation through listings to leads, and it funnels through to KV Core. So it's a powerful tool, because follow-up's the key. That is don't do this if you're not going to follow up. Don't get leads, don't spend money.
Well,
And
and you're gonna get a notification right away.
Yep.
Immediately you get a notification via text and email. So you know to call that lead right away.
Right.
But then KV Core will also do the next step in the campaign, whatever that is.
Sure.
So that's something that I'm working on for Karen right now, is building your campaigns and building a campaign. Because you can take campaigns that are already in KV Core, they're already built out with 25, 30 steps. They could be 6 months long. They could be a year-long campaign where they're touching that person periodically. But what you want to do is customize it a little bit to add your signature block, to make it sound like you, so it doesn't sound canned, and then you just turn it on. And when the lead comes in, KV Core runs it. Part of it is that KV Core will send you an email every morning reminding you, this lead was last touched 30 days ago or whatever. And that's how it works. That's how the ongoing process keeps you on top of your leads in batches of 10 at a time.
Thanks,
So it's
Michelle.
not overwhelming.
Thank you. Maria, I believe you wanted to chime in, Maria? And for those who, Karen did put Sean's number in there. So Chanel, please reach out to him, set up a Zoom, because you're in Jacksonville. And, for those who don't know, who are new to real estate, the listing belongs to the brokerage, not to the realtor. So most offices will allow you to promote your office's listings. Okay. So even though you may not have one now, use your companies. Tamara, same with you. I mean, you've got your own listings, but I'm sure your brokerage has many others that you can use to promote listing the leads, do your Facebook advertisements, etc. Karen, I think I may have cut you off. Go ahead.
No, no, that's okay. I was gonna say that's the one thing I love about the listing to leads. I can pull anyone's listing in there and market it. It also allows you to pull all the listings from your geographical area. Like, let's say you have a farm area, you can pull like 35 listings in and market them as, but what they're doing is they're putting the listing agent's name and number on there, but you're allowed to do that. You can market it. So that's what I love about it. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
John, I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
I don't want to
Go ahead,
take too
Michelle.
much, but I want to get back to what you asked before. What you need to do to prepare is you can combine all of your lists into one Excel file. Make sure you have, and I can send you the template for the columns that you need that will align with KV Core, which, like, for example, they have a lead type column. There's only 5 lead types that you can put in there. So I can send that to you guys so that you have a template to start with and format your list that way. And then in 2 weeks, Sean and I could do a little demo and show you how to upload it.
Sounds good. Yeah, send it to me or Karen. And we'll get it out.
Can you put it in the chat, Michelle, right now? Can you put the
No, I don't have one ready. I have to make one for you.
Oh, no
Like,
problem.
I have mine, but I have to just take the label off the top.
I might have one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Karen, did you want to finish your thought about listing the leads? You were saying geographical areas, other listings.
Well, yeah, especially if you're new in the business and you don't have any listings, you have to portray the sense out there to the community that you are in the community. And the easiest way to do that, like, I just pull up 34685 zip code on my listing to leads, and it brings in all the active listings. And then I choose which ones I want to download into my listing to leads program, and then I market them. But
So in listings to leads, when you do that, there's a little checkbox that says, is this your listing or not? Right.
Correct.
So when you're doing that, you'll say, this is not my listing. And then there's a little disclaimer. It's not a disclaimer, but at the bottom of it, it says, like this week we pulled in one of Karen's for another agent, and it says listing provided courtesy of Karen Romero. So IDX is the system that allows that. Whenever you put in a listing in MLS, you physically, as the agent, choose, do you want other agents to advertise this for me? And IDX is that system, and that's where it pulls it in. So it will say you'll advertise it as a listing, but it will have the listing agent's name in there also to be legal.
Sean, when we use your help to get signed up for this, do you automatically tie it into our KV cores or something else that we need to do?
No, there's another step that has to be done. But whenever I meet with somebody, or if you want me to, it's real simple. It's just because in KV core, everybody has a personalized, it's called lead email address, right? So you have to find that in KV core. It's in the lead Dropbox, and then you have to put that into listings to leads. So then the leads, when they come in the listings off of whatever page you're advertising, it'll automatically then filter through to KV core. Now, there's a little shortfall with all this. I have a third-party software called Zapier, and I can use, and I pay for that too, and I can give you access in that when the lead comes in, I can make sure that you are immediately texted, all right, the name, phone number, email address, what campaign this is coming from. So you will have that text immediately, so you can reach out and call that person. So if you don't do that, then Listings to Leads does notify you immediately when the lead comes in. So you, as an agent, are responsible for getting back to them. But the other thing is, like what Michelle said, is in KV Core, set up your campaign. So your campaign can say, I'm going to text this person with this hashtag that comes in, or with this label that comes in immediately. Within 1 minute, they get a text from you, whether you physically do it or not. But you got to have a smart number in KV Core. I really recommend that, because otherwise they're going to get a text from 941 area code.
Sean, let me ask you, Shanelli, do you know what CRM you guys are using at your office? You're muted there.
It's KV Core.
Oh, you're using KV
But now
Core.
they transitioned to Connect. I guess they're gonna change the name.
Yeah, it's a different program. I've used it before.
Sean, are you able to help her with listing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can figure out any CRM. So they're all pretty much the same.
Good.
But so we just need to, get into your CRM and get your settings so that in Listings to Leads, the leads will filter through to your system.
Right, okay.
I
I'm getting
uploaded
set
the
up this
template
week.
chat.
Good, Shanelli. Go ahead, Michelle.
I made a template real quick. It's in the chat.
Great.
Oh.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Good, I'm still looking for it.
Maria or Tamara, if you'd like to chime in, please share your thoughts on open houses. Go ahead, Maria.
I am using and I am sharing it with Sean, and we're getting a ton of leads. The only thing is I don't know how good these leads are, to be completely honest with you, because like I have one this morning that said time frame for buying, and they say just dreaming. So I have somebody that was upset because they have to put the information, of course, to look at the pictures a little bit. So I like the idea of getting back to them right away with something. I try, what I'm doing, I actually go into the MLS and I send them the email with the information. Instead of just going and saying into my text, hello, good morning, can I provide you information? I just send that email and see if they, come back.
Yeah.
So I wanted your feedback on that. Have you been successful doing listing to leads?
Karen has been, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
On the sense
They're Facebook the Facebook ads, the leads are going, you're not going to get 5 leads with 5 people ready to go. You probably out of 10, you're going to get 1 that's ready to go in the next 3 months. Okay. It's just like any other online lead generation source. You'd be surprised how many of these people are going to lie to you up front and say, I'm just looking, I'm not ready. When you walk into a store, what do you say? I'm just looking. I mean, it's the same thing in our business.
Yeah.
It's your
but
responsibility to keep
I
up with them.
think, sending the message right away
Yeah.
is more successful than just trying to
Absolutely.
get them through a call, right?
Yeah, and for those who have not seen how this works, when a buyer comes to the listing the lead page, they're asked a few questions, and one of the questions is your time frame. And Maria mentioned just dreaming, and I got a lot of those too, Maria. But just dreaming is certainly not a no, and you never know. They might be dreaming because they want to make a move. It's all about creating the relationship and staying in contact with them. You know, maybe the question is, hey, what would it take to, make this dream a reality? Maybe they're not qualified to get a loan. Maybe they need to sell their home. So I think I agree with you. They're not, every lead generation system needs to be nurtured. All right. Some are going to be 1 to 3 months. Only
And
because
that was
maybe
the other
haven't-
thing that I wanted to ask, because I know that we're sharing with Sean, right, Sean? So are you, like, do you follow up with them too at the same
Yeah,
time that
so-
I do?
Yeah, my follow-up's a little different because it's not speed the lead so much for me, because the first thing that they're expecting is they want information on the property, right? They don't want a mortgage person calling them. I mean, it's just the way it is. You can put a question in there if you want to. Have you been pre-approved for a mortgage? The more questions you make the lead answer
The less they're
in
gonna.
the Facebook ad, the more quality the lead is, but the lesser numbers you're going to get. So what I do on a follow-up is they're going to get some follow-up from me in the back end, not to interfere with you. Because if these people are getting inundated with 2 people, they're going to get pissed and they're not going to want to do this. So I don't really hit them hard up front like you do, but I will follow up with them probably within a couple days. And then I will send them mortgage, kind of generic information about how to get pre-approved. I put them on my list of videos for the rates every week, those kind of things, so that I am helping you follow up. And I have somebody that just joined my team. He's going to be following up too with them.
And I have somebody that called me to have coffee with you. So you
someone for
have
me?
somebody working too.
Yeah, I have a VA right now calling every agent in the area. So you may get called by my VA.
Yeah.
You can set up an appointment with me, but I'm marketing, I'm making an effort to try and market more agents out there because, we're all slow right now. And
I just think that the campaign of getting back to them is super important.
Yeah, that is 100% important. Yeah, that is the most important. Don't do it if you're not going to get back to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, about the open houses, I was just going to suggest the best, if they're using marketing, we can just not put it in our, on our page and just wait for it. You have to get into every group that there is in Pinellas County. I have used the flyers that it used before too. The only issue with that is that you actually go to realtors. You don't go to the public, you just go to the realtors.
Yeah.
So to go to the public, you have to do Facebook, and you have to be into every single group, Tampa Bay Realtors or Tampa Bay Homes for Sale, or, and try to get to them somehow with a picture, with a video, somehow.
Right. Yeah, I agree, Maria. Look the whole idea of doing it or marketing the open house is, to me, it's not to realtors. Okay. It's to, because the realtors can see it on MLS, right? Those who are paying attention, but to the neighbors, to the surrounding area, the geo, fencing that, like Karen was mentioning with listing the lead. So I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, and this is an open forum and we want your input, but so much of our business evolves around lead generation, right? I mean, that's what we're in business for. And between KV Core, between listing the leads, open house, etc., I mean, we can certainly, build out over the next, let's say, 3-4 weeks, building on the previous week of KV Core and listing the leads and how to do this. Karen, what do you think of that idea?
About building on what?
Just
building on it going
this
forward.
format so that we could become experts basically at, using listing to leads, using KV
Yeah.
Core, follow-up systems, whatever because that's a lifeline of our business.
Yeah, I think absolutely. If you can't lead generate, if you're not prospecting every day, then you're not going to have a consistent business. You're going to be on a roller coaster.
Yeah, and these two tools are really very, very simple to use and doesn't take much time. So yeah, we'll brainstorm on that over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Hey, Terry, I know you have to go soon. You want to put your thoughts on it? I know you are a KV Core guru, or you used to use it all the time when you owned your 3 brokerages.
Yes. Hi. Yeah, one thing I want to say, listing to leads obviously is a great tool. I've used it myself. But when you're doing the open houses, the best thing is to make the best of your time. So as I used to tell my agents, when you advertise a home, first of all, don't just advertise one home, because if your client is not interested in that home, they're not going to respond to it or come to it. So I always let people know that on my open houses, I'm going to have other homes there that are available. So what I do is I use a shoe hanger, like you see on the back of closet doors, and I put it on the back of the front door. And everyone is labeled with the different priced homes and size homes, so that I'm not just showing them this home. If this home is too small or too big for them, whatever, I can reach up and grab some listings of other homes for them. I also use an iPad for them to sign in on. And on the iPad, it says, if you would like a video of this home, then fill out the information, which gives you their email address and phone number. Although it's important that other real estate agents attend your open houses, I think it is more important that customers do, because that's what we're in the business to attract, like John said. Yeah. Also, the idea Karen has about contacting the people on the neighborhood or on the street, I always do that the day before. I offer them a showing the day before, okay? With postcards, and the postcards say something different. Signage is very important. You can put open house signs with an address anywhere. Use like 20 of them and put them all over so that people know it's going on. Just make sure you pick your signs up when it's done. Also, the fan, I forget what you call this thing, but a fan blows and this big thing comes up with hands.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that is a great tool to use in the front yard of the house, because it draws attention. Right. Also, I've seen agents put red carpet out in front of the house. Okay, that again attracts with the brass things, with like you see in a movie theater. You have that too, and it's, first of all, it impresses your seller big time, and secondly, it draws attention, which is what the whole premise is, right? And it's not always a bad idea. If you see other listings in the area, make sure you contact that agent. Let them know you're doing an open house. Would you like to do an open house at the same time? Let's work this together, okay? So, that way you're not just spending your time showing that house. You're promoting yourself with other listings that don't have to be yours. They can be anybody's. And you're building your clients.
Great ideas, Terry. Thank you. Yeah. Interesting. And obviously that takes some time and effort and a few bucks to get those things, but it's well worth it. As we know, listings is where we need to be at. And I would also suggest, if convenient for the seller, don't be afraid to do them during the week. They don't have to be on Saturday and Sunday. And what I've learned too by doing that is it shows the neighbors your work ethic too. It's like, wow, this guy drove here again. He's here today again. He's here to get, because we're trying to help our customer, the seller, moved that property. So simple little things. And that's why I think open houses are a great way to create future business. Jim and Rachel, you guys have been quiet. I know, Jimmy, you've been my co-host up in the booth there. So either one of you, go ahead, unmute and share your ideas. T, be good.
Oh.
Go ahead,
I think you guys have done a lot more open house, had a lot more experience doing open houses here. We have a lot less experience, and I think I have more of a question for you guys, especially we're newer in Florida. Do you guys prefer the Saturday crowd or the Sunday crowd? Because I see people might do both days. Do you have a preference to which day, on a Saturday or Sunday? Depends on clientele or.
Yeah, I'd love to get everybody's opinion, but my opinion is it's just hit or miss. It depends. We've had a lot of people on a Saturday and nobody on Sunday. The following weekend is just the opposite. So, Karen, what do you think?
I agree. I think it's just hit or miss. If I'm doing it on a Saturday, I try to think about the client that's going to be coming to the open house. When's it convenient for them? They're probably not going to come in the afternoon on a Saturday. I think Saturday earlier. So I tend to have my Saturday open houses a little earlier, and I end them early because everyone's getting ready for Saturday night, right? And then on Sundays, I tend to have them a little later because Saturday after or Sunday afternoon, I feel people are more inclined to be bored or go, hey, you know what? We got time here Saturday afternoon. Let's go to the open house.
Yeah. And you know what? And Rachel, if I'm driving a long distance, like I had this one in Manatee, it's an 1.5 hour ride. I was there for 5 hours. I mean, You know what? Why not? I got my laptop. I'm getting some work done. Because like Karen said, it might be hit or miss depending on when people are going. I would do a 10 to 3, depending. Now, to me, I don't think I would never do it for 2 hours. The work and time you put into it, I think it should be for a longer time. But that's just, there's no right or wrong answer to that. It's just preferential. Pauline, what do you think?
I agree. I mean, I've done Friday open houses that have been very successful. So yeah, then the more you're there, I don't do Sundays, but my Saturday open houses were good. I've always had success. The only time I didn't was I did one in Highland Lakes, and for some reason, no one came that day. But
well, that's because you did it after 5 p.m. and everybody was in bed.
There you go. Yeah,
the 55 plus community.
Oh Lordy, yeah.
But no, I think I've received 3 listings off open houses, and 2 of them were buy and sells. So
good. That's a good ROI. That's for sure.
As a matter of fact, I got an offer on my listing Saturday morning real early, and the agent headed the email, cancel your open house. Here's a great offer. I'm like, oh no, we're still having that open house.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Maria, what do you think? What does it matter what day or time?
I like Saturdays. Even though the people get out of church and whatever, and I do it for like 2 hours. So I try to squish them in as much as I can. And then, I mean, it's not that I'm closing like at 2, if I have
and it's funny, how many times when you're ready to close up something like a family.
Oh, for sure. They're going to stop, So I try to, the market about a year ago, remember, it was like 40 people in 2 hours. So you didn't need it to do anything else. But in this market, maybe 3 will be plenty. And then I try the garage sales are another great way to get people in. So I go early if I can, an hour early, and I stop by in the garage sales. And I tell everybody, I'm having an open house, send people over, leave my cars and so forth. So I have people that come from the garage sales, so I try to do it on Saturdays more so than Sundays. I have opened some 2 times just for the sellers.
Yeah. You know what? Again, it's all hit or miss. I do think you need to be aware of what's going on in the area. I mean, not everybody's a football fan, but for example, on a Sunday, would you do it on a Sunday afternoon?
There you go.
Maybe not. So you got to take those things into consideration. But I would do them as often as you can during the week, as long as it's convenient for the for your customer. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think marketing ahead of time, like coming up, open house in a few days, kind of like John putting the sign out the night before. I think people plan things. So we do like short videos a week before, say this is coming up, we're gonna do open house on Saturday and or whatever, and just kind of like follow up. People like to have stories. So
Well,
they
not
kind
like
of
that,
like,
but
oh,
let's face it, by the time you try to plan a postcard or something for an upcoming open house, it might be, it's hard to time that out. And it might be under contract by the time it's mailed. But by doing the videos like you do, Jim, on social media, or just open house tomorrow sign, it doesn't really cost anything to do that. So yeah, that's what I would suggest.
Hey, I want to say hi to Kent Corey.
Yeah, please,
my
Kent,
friend,
yeah.
my friend down in Fort Myers. Good to see you here, Kent. Not sure if you're able to unmute and say hi, but would love your input. If not, just glad you're here.
Absolutely. And Melissa as well, and Amanda, and all the new folks and friends to the
Hey,
family.
I'm here.
Hey, Kent.
How are you, man? Good to
I'm
see you.
doing good. Trying to figure out how to turn my camera on too. Start video. There you go. Here I am. I was just trying to work on the side while listening to you guys.
Absolutely. We love it. Anytime, join every Monday we're here. So please join us, invite people. Just trying to help everyone with their business.
Sounds good. I have also used listings to leads in the past and KV Core, and I find you can do similar things with both.
Yeah. Anyone that you like better, or
I'm a KV Core fan now. I used listings to leads right prior to KV Core. That was the one I was using before this, and just I don't know, something about KV Core. Maybe it's the ease of use or something, but I just love it.
Ease of use.
To me, it is.
I know.
To me, it's easy. Everything in there's, but I learned it from the beginning. When I started with the EXP, I studied that thing. I took all the courses, all the classes. So I'm like Terry, I probably know it better than most people.
Yeah, that's awesome. So if you are going to use KV Core, guys, inside KV Core, there's trainings, video trainings, and obviously all over YouTube also. Yeah. Let's see. Anyone else have any, we're almost here wrapping it up at the hour.
Quick question from me. So we are gathering all the contact and try to do this list and putting them into different categories coming from your spheres and your past client. Which software do we use to gather all the contact information to input that Excel sheet?
What do you mean? Well, you're just going to upload it. Well, you're going to upload it into the Excel. So there's really not a software. Like, let's say, like for me, example, I have contacts in my Gmail. So I'm going to go into my Gmail and I'm going to take all my contacts and save them to a CSV file.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to upload that CSV file into my KV Core template. Although there's probably a step I'm missing, because if you're going to download it into a CSV, you better have your the rows lined up, right?
Go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah. When you download it into the CSV, you just make sure that you have all your columns aligned, and then you can keep merging that with other lists, keep adding to it, as long as the columns align. And then you
understand what she means? Do you understand what she means by that, Rachel?
Probably I don't use Gmail that often. So I'm the Mac mail. I have a different Comcast mail list, or I'm not sure how to download all the information from my phone, because my phone has email as well. So with the contact information. So I'm trying to merge.
Do you have an iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Okay. I can help you figure that out, Rachel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure Rachel, between Sean and Michelle, they can help you get that uploaded.
Okay, cool.
But for now, let's start comprising the list into that CSV file template that Michelle sent in the chat. Okay.
That template, I need to mention something. All I did was copy and paste the column headings real quick, but let me follow up with an email, because there's things you should know. Like in lead type, you can only choose 5, like I mentioned: buyer, seller, agent, vendor, other. Like you can't put family, you can't put sister, brother, whatever in
Got it.
that. You have to label them according to what KV Core is going to recognize. So I will just real quick send that out following this. I'll send it to you, Karen, and you can share it with everybody.
Okay, that'd be great. That'd be great. I'll do that.
Well, Kent looks like he left, but I'm really glad he's here. Melissa, very happy that you joined us today, and Amanda as well. And Karen, any closing thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah. So next week is Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to everyone in advance. We will not be here, obviously, next Monday, but the following Monday, be prepared with your database. We want everyone to have their database in the KV Core or whatever template. If you're not using KV Core, just do an Excel spreadsheet, and then we'll the next time then we're going to work on setting up those audiences, right?
Okay, real quickly, Michelle or Sean,
We can do a demo.
What are there 3 things that you need for, like, name, email, and cell phone at a minimum?
Yeah, I just need your contact information. Just email me your contact info, and then I'll send you the invite to Listings to Leads.
Okay, but Sean, as far as the Excel list for the contacts.
Oh, for Facebook,
Okay,
Facebook recognizes you can give them. There's multitudes of information you can give them, but for the most important is your name, phone number, email address. Those are the 3 things that Facebook's going to look to see if that person has a Facebook account, so that when you do the custom audience, it chooses that person's account.
Great. So let's work on that for next for 2 weeks, and we'll go from there. Okay.
So does it make sense to run out and buy like 10,000 names? Does it make sense to do that?
That's too many.
Well,
Okay.
on custom audiences, there's no number. I mean, you can upload as many as you want, but you want to make sure that if you're going to just send out emails and things like that, that's different. That's a whole different world. But for Facebook custom audiences, you can upload an audience of 50,000 if you want to. I mean, because Facebook's going to go out and look and see if those people if they don't have an account on Facebook, obviously nothing's going to happen with it.
Okay, so we got our marching orders, right?
I think it should be people that that just
I would say if you're going to do the custom audience, it's better to keep it more people that you have a relationship with them, not just uploading this big list and just blasting ads out to it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna slightly disagree there, if I may.
Sure.
Because if you're posting on your Facebook page, you're already reaching the people that you know and have
Not
relationships.
necessarily. No, because your friend, only a quarter of your friend, if your friends are not interacting with you or interacting on Facebook, they won't see an organic post. They will never see it. So it's not a guarantee.
But isn't the idea to get your name out there? I mean, I don't know, whatever. It's a matter of opinion, but I think
I think that the custom audiences, you got to pay for that. That's something you're paying for.
I still have a good day.
Yeah, you can't advertise without paying. You can't do organic posts to a custom audience. You've got to do a pay. Now you can segment every one of your friends into groups, because I do that. I have realtors, family, and you can do that in your personal account. But if you're ever going to advertise to a custom audience, you got to pay for it.
Got it. Okay. Hey, thank you, Sean. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Karen, my co-host Jim, and everybody else. I hope you get something out of this. I think we do. I think we got a lot of great, valuable information we share within an hour here. I know we share some great nuggets that you can take back into your business today. And
I like the red carpet idea.
I like the red carpet idea too.
I think we should.
That was good.
Let's do one together.
I know. Yes, I think that is clever.
It is. All right, guys. Tamara, we will see you Wednesday morning. Looking forward to Chanelli. Take care of yourself over there in Jacksonville. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Yeah, we'll send an invite to the to Thursday's pitch session. Let's try and all go.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye. Good day. Bye-bye.